This is Concrete TV. Concrete TV.
All right, my man. Real quick, if you can introduce yourself.
My name is DEE-1. DEE-1.
All right. How did coming from New Orleans influence your music?
Let's see. When you grow up listening to Lil Wayne, Juvenile, the Hot Boys, the Big Timers, Master DEE-1, Murder, Mystical, Mac, when you listen to all that stuff, it can't help but be in your music, you know. So I rap. My subject matter is a lot different than a lot of those artists I just named. But I took stuff from all of their music, you know, that affects, you know, who I am. The city is rather small, you know. New Orleans isn't that big of a city. So, I mean, we all could relate to each other's music to a certain extent. I just try to put I look at my music as the light at the end of the tunnel, you know. A lot of other people's music is just that dark tunnel where it's like, man, we in the hood. Man, my partner got killed yesterday. Man, my other partner got locked up. My music, I know what it's like to be in that tunnel, but my music is like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, well, like you were saying, you know, you're the light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
Your music has content. Like, do you feel that that's a hindrance in today's industry?
No, not at all. I think it's needed. That's the only reason why I'm in the industry. You know, I don't have to be rapping. If I didn't want to, like, you know, I got a college degree. You know, I'm proud to say I could go probably get any job in America if I wanted to, because I'm smart. I used to be a teacher. For the people who don't know, I used to be a middle school math teacher and a life skills teacher a couple of years ago. So I'm only in this game because I feel like I am needed.
Okay, so you mentioned, you know, being a teacher. How did that come about? And then also, like, what ultimately made you go from being a teacher to a rapper full time?
Correct. So what made it come about was bills and Sally Mae. You know, I had student loans I had to pay back, and I had real bills. I haven't lived with my parents since I was a senior in high school. So I wasn't gonna graduate college and go back to living with my parents. So I needed a real job, because when I graduated from college, I had never made a dime from being a rap artist, ever. I didn't know what it felt like to make money from my music. So I wanted a job that would pay money but give me the flexibility to still pursue my rap career, and teaching was perfect. I got off of school at 3 p.m. every day. I got my weekends off, I got my holidays off, and I got my summers off. And I got to make a difference in the lives of these youngsters, and they needed to see a positive, educated, young black male who was still relatable in the classroom, you know. So Mr. Augustine was me, and that's why I taught. The other question, what made me transition out of it, is because I started to realize that as a rapper, I'm pretty much doing the same thing I'm doing in the classroom. I feel like I'm teaching. I feel like I'm reaching people on this microphone. And then it was like, do I stay in this classroom and teach 30 kids a day? Or do I go out and do it big as D1 and have thousands upon thousands of, you know, people who I feel like I'm making a difference in their lives? And I chose that one. Along with that one comes a lot of highs, and the highs are like the notoriety, the attention, you know, all this accolades that you get, but it comes a lot of lows. It's a lot of emotional turmoil. It's a lot of, you know, fake friends in the industry, competitiveness, and it, you know, it's taking a risk. Like, you're risking your mental sanity by saying, and it's not guaranteed money. You know, it's no guarantee that people gonna hit me up and keep booking me for shows or features or whatever. But when I was Mr. Augustine teaching, it was guaranteed every 2 weeks. Bow, I know how much is gonna hit that bank account, you know. So I chose that. I figured I'm only gonna live once, and let's do it, man. Do it big or don't do it at all. So here I am.
You had mentioned in one of your songs, you said that going from, you were a teacher, but you seen that the students, like the rappers had the students' ears. You know, they were listening more to Bootsy and Lil Wayne.
Correct.
So do you feel like now that you've gone into being a full-time artist, do you feel like the kids are listening to you now? Or because you were a teacher, do you think that you're overlooked in that sense, that you're not a street artist?
A street dude. That's a pretty cool question. Let me think. I definitely feel like I have the ears of kids now who wouldn't even know about me if I wasn't a rapper. You know, there's a lot of people around the country who know D1. They have no idea I graduated from college or that I was a teacher, but they know who D1 is, and D1 makes some of their favorite songs, you know. They see D1 on BET. They see D1 touring. They see D1 in Nashville doing a show with Starlito. So they rock with me on that level, and I wouldn't know them if I was still in the classroom teaching. So it's been beneficial like that. Do people look over me because I was a teacher? I think they may have a preconceived notion of how my music sounds when they hear like, oh, he used to be a teacher. I bet all his music is just trying to, you know, rap his ABCs to us or something crazy like that. You know, I think some people might think that, but honestly, they know better, man. Like, I think my reputation precedes me. Usually when people hear about me, they have seen me. I've been making noise, man. Like, I really hustled. That's the other thing, too. I'm not just sitting back, you know, waiting on people to call me. Like, I get out here and make power moves, and I travel this country, and I get my face seen, and I shake hands, I kiss babies. So they know that D1, you know, D1 is a grinder more than anything. So I don't think they look at it as some type of gimmick rapper or just some teacher or anything like that. I got the same struggles. My path is harder than another rapper who's trying to make it. Why? Because I don't curse in my music. Why? Because I don't compromise my morals. Why? Because I'm not going to lie to you more than anything. So I don't think they look at it as some type of gimmick rapper or just some teacher. I'm from the streets. I grew up in the Ninth Ward in New Orleans. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't sweet at all. You know, like, a lot of people got third and fourth hand sources of people who've been locked up. Man, my cousin just come home a couple months ago from doing Fed time. My best friend in the whole wide world got killed a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Right in the neighborhood I grew up in. Like, a lot of people from the streets, these rappers, they telling their friends' stories in their music. I'm telling my story in my music. You know what I mean? I'm just the light at the end of the tunnel, though. I want to give people some hope, because everybody I know that's locked up right now, everybody that's dropping out of school, everybody that committed suicide, they all use one word, and it's hopelessness. They all say they felt a sense of hopelessness and poverty. So I'm trying to teach people how to get money the legal way and how to just find purpose in their life, you know? Because if you don't feel like your life has any meaning or any purpose, then you're going to feel hopeless. And when you're hopeless, it's like, why not go commit this crime? You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing to live for. Why not harm this person? I don't care if he's a father of 2 kids, you know what I mean? I knock his head off his shoulders just because I'm in a bad mood today. You know, that's how you feel when you're hopeless. So I just want to restore some purpose and that's why I say mission vision. You know, that's what mission vision, that's what my whole motto is all about. Mission vision is about staying focused, knowing what your mission is in life, and having the vision to block out the distractions that life presents to you. It's just a bunch of hurdles and obstacles, you know what I mean? So mission vision, that's what I mean when I say that.
All right, well, you got a pretty cool situation right now with RCA Records, right?
Right.
How did that whole situation come about, man?
Honestly, I earned it. You know, honestly, man, I didn't have a cosign. I didn't have Lil Wayne or T.I. or Ludacris. The reason why I named those people is because there had been a time when I was pursuing those people to try to sign to their labels, you know, because that's where I saw the industry going. All the new artists who were coming in, who were really blowing up, they all got on the label with a bigger artist. Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Big Sean, Kanye West, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, Drake and Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne. So I was like, D1, I need one of those big artist cosigns. I didn't get it though. So was I gonna stop hustling or was I gonna keep going? I kept going. I got on tour with Grand Hustle. I ain't signed to him, but I went on tour with him. I went on tour with Macklemore, you know what I mean? Around the whole country. I went on tour with Lupe Fiasco. I went on tour with Murs. You know, I did all this stuff without the cosign. So it made labels start looking like, who is that dude? You know, like, what is it about him to where he just keeps going no matter what? And that's how the RCA situation came about. And I turned down a deal with Cash Money before I signed with RCA, because Cash Money was talking to me as well. But that one it felt like a booby trap, you know? It did. That's the best way to describe it. It felt like a booby trap, man. Like, it was like, I know these dudes not in the game for the same reasons I'm in the game, but they pursuing me, they flying me to Miami, they putting me up, they giving me some money, putting in my pocket, all this stuff. But it just don't feel right, and it felt like a booby trap, so I just didn't sign.
All right, dope. You were talking about the cosign and how you really didn't get one, but after you got your situation with RCA, you came out and you had someone, a huge producer, Mannie Fresh, kind of behind you.
Right.
I mean, what was that like for you? I mean, that had to be huge, man.
Yeah, so I started rocking with, so I gotta give Mannie Fresh credit. He started rocking with me before I signed my deal. Mannie Fresh started rocking with me in 2010. He's such a genuine dude that he called me. I was in the grocery store with my grandmother. I was pushing the basket for her, and he just called my cell phone because I met him 4 years earlier, and I met him inside of an AutoZone, you know, getting parts for his car. I had a hoopty at the time. I still got a hoopty, but I was getting parts for my car, and I ran into him, and I gave him my mixtape. It was the first mixtape I ever put out, and I gave it to him, and I was like, "You gonna love it, man. You gonna love it. After you listen to it, just hit me up. That's my cell phone number on the bottom." And it took him 4 years to call me, you know. 4 years. I put out like 4 more mixtapes, and I got myself hot. I got my video on MTV Jams in heavy rotation, Jam of the Week. You heard me? And finally, Fresh called, and we did a lot of songs together. The most popular one is called "The One That Got Away." So you can look up the video on YouTube. That song really blew up. It was like a regional hit, and Fresh been rocking with me. He never wanted to sign me though, cause he was like, I don't have a full team around me like a big record label, so I don't want to just sign you and have you sitting. He was like, but whatever you need, beats, cosign. I had a meeting, this is true talk. I had a meeting with Universal Records before, and Fresh was like, look, I know the person you're meeting with, and they're trying to decide if they want to sign you or not. He was like, if you want to, call me in the middle of the meeting just so they can hear my voice and hear me say that if they sign you, I'll do whatever you need. You know, he told me that. He was like, just so you could get you a deal, you know. Like, he that type of dude, bro. And he might not even want me to say that type of stuff, but he has really stuck his neck out there for me in any way I need it. So he been rocking with me for about 4 years now, and that's not going anywhere, man. We got a lot of new music that's coming out soon.
Okay, dope. I want to go back, dig into your music a little bit more, man. You had a song, and the title slips my mind, but I know it was directed at Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and I think 50 Cent maybe.
Yep.
And I think that might have been the title, right? Yeah.
J50 and Weezy.
Yeah, so my question with that is, do you know if they ever heard the record, or did you ever hear anything from anybody?
Man, they all heard the record. To be real with you, honestly, they all heard it. So, Jay-Z, I know he heard it because some people who work with him told me that he heard it, but they didn't tell me his thoughts on it. They didn't tell me how he reacted. 50 Cent, I know he heard it because I flew to New York and did an interview just like this with his website, thisis50.com, and they asked me about the song. So I know he heard it. They didn't tell me what he said about it. Lil Wayne definitely heard it because that song was a huge hit in New Orleans, and people on his label told me that he heard it. And they said he wasn't, you know, he wasn't too happy about hearing that, you know, because it really just called him out and kind of put him on Front Street and just was like, bruh, you always repping for our city, but what you doing to help our city? You know, the reason why Bloods exist in New Orleans right now is because of Lil Wayne. It was never like that before Lil Wayne started claiming he was a Blood, you know? So I'm just like, if he ain't like the song, that's cool. I wanted the song to initiate conversation, you know? So I've never met Lil Wayne since I've been rapping. As crazy as that sounds, I was about to sign the Cash Money, and I still never met Lil Wayne. I don't even want to meet him and talk about music. I want to meet him and just get coffee or something and just be able to talk about life, you know, and talk about our platforms as black men, talk about our influence that we have on the younger generation, and just pick his brain. Because sometimes when you got a bunch of people around you that you pay them a salary every week, sometimes they're not going to tell you what they really think in their head because they're afraid that you might get mad at them or they might rub you the wrong way and you'll cut them off. And they have no way to provide for their family if you stop paying them. Lil Wayne doesn't pay any of my bills though, so I don't mind being real with him, you know what I mean? So that's what I want to happen with J50 and Weezy, you know, so it'll happen.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's dope. All right, you said you had a question?
Yeah. How old were you when you first started rapping?
When I first started, I just started college, so I just made 18.
Okay.
What college you go to?
I went to LSU, you heard me? Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Where you go?
Yeah.
All right. So, with that being said, we caught wind that there is a new EP coming. Can you tell us a little bit about that, or?
Yeah. So I'm about to put what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna put this new mixtape out, and the mixtape is, it's man, I don't even want to give it away. Honestly, bro, I just lost my phone on the plane the other day, and I had the whole mixtape written on my phone, bro. So, I'm kind of heartbroken right now because I lost the mixtape. So I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do about that, man. It's the first time in my career I ever wrote my lyrics on the phone. I'm old school. I write on the pen and the pad. So I gotta decide what I'm gonna do about it. But this concept for this mixtape is ill. And I don't want to give it away. I don't, cause somebody try to steal it. It's so dope. I'm gonna still do it. I want to put it out in August. Then after that, I'm gonna put an EP out. And the concept for this EP is another ill dope concept. I don't want to give it away. Nobody can steal this. The concept for the EP is so specific to me. Nobody can steal it. But I still don't want to put it out there yet. For real, man. Like, I'm only making music that gets me excited from now on. You know, if it's something I do, I'm tired of asking other people what they think about stuff. Because they'll tell you, oh yeah, that's tight, I like it. But they really don't even care. They're busy. They got their own family, their own problems to worry about. And they'll tell you that just so y'all can get off the phone real quick. You know what I mean? So they can go back to what they're doing. If it's not something that makes me excited, that has me like, man, I'm so hyped for people to hear this, then I'm not going to put it out. And this mixtape has me hyped. It has me nervous. And whenever I'm nervous, either something great is going to happen, either I'm going to hit a home run or I'm going to strike out. And I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Because I've been hitting singles, doubles, and triples for the last 5 years. And that's cool. But ain't nothing like a home run. You know what I mean? And the only way you hit a home run is if you swing with all your might. And if you miss, then you're going to strike out. But if you hit that thing, you hit that home run, people are going to talk about that for years and years to come, you know? And that's what I'm in the game for. So this mixtape gonna be a home run. This EP gonna be another home run. And then the album, gonna be a grand slam, you heard?
So, I mean, I know you can't give us the concept. Is there any titles?
I don't know. Titles are the last thing I do. When I do music, the title of the project, that's the last thing. I do the music, and whatever the music, you know, speaks to me. Sometimes it'll be a line inside one song, you know. Sometimes it'll be a title that's like, this is a good umbrella. This kind of describes this whole body of work. You know, you never know what it'll be. Sometimes it's just how I'm feeling on the inside. My past titles have been Threes Up. That's my EP that's out now. Threes Up, that's my movement. Be real, be righteous, be relevant. That's what Threes Up means. Before that, I had titles for some mixtapes called Psalms of David. You know, my real name is David. And in the Bible, you know, David wrote most of the Psalms, which were songs back then, you know, songs describing what was going on in life. And I feel like, you know, it's God speaking through me when I write, you know. So that being said, these are the Psalms of David, you know what I mean? That's what that title was. Before that, I had one called I Hope They Hear Me, you know. That's when I was like, hungry, begging for people to just pay attention, stop sleeping on the kid, you know what I mean? I Hope They Hear Me, Volume 1, Volume 1.5, and Volume 2, you know what I mean? Alright, so the titles just differ every time, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, now, you said it's a mixtape, so is this like an actual mixtape where you're taking like jack beats, industry beats?
Yep, the mixtape is going to be a real mixtape, like it's going to be no original beats on there, and it's all for a purpose, though, and you'll see when it comes out. The EP is going to be all original music. And they're going to be... Ah, man, it's so crazy. I had the whole mixtape done. Just lost them. I'm just thinking about it. Like, dang. So, I'm going to figure something out, though. But, yeah, they're going to be ill, man. Like, with me, I'm just like, yo, just listen. Just for the next 10 years, honestly, I plan on taking over the rap game, you know, because I figured out my special gift. I figured out what it is that I could do better than anybody else on this earth, you know. And I can't tell y'all what it is, but I figured out what it is. And now that I done figured that out, I'm just gonna make music and make sure I tap into that special gift, you know, over and over and over. And before, I was just kind of blind. I just knew I could rap well, you know, and I was just making music about whatever I felt at the time. And it's kind of just like throwing darts with my eyes closed, you know, hoping something stuck. Now I know exactly what I'm aiming for. You know?
All right. Well, you mentioned touring, jumping around. You're here in Nashville. Like, tell us a little bit of what you got going on in Nashville and your whole connection here with the city and Lito himself.
Okay, so let's see. Nashville. First time I came to Nashville to perform, I want to say it was the BET College tour that I did, which was at TSU. Okay, TSU. That was probably in September of 2014. So while I was out here, I did the show at TSU. Great show. They showed love. You know, you were there. Showed me love. So I was like, it's dope. So I had an extra night in town, and I hit Lito up. I never met him in person, but we followed each other on Twitter. So I hit him up like, man, I'm in your city. What you got popping? And he was like, yo, I'm at the studio actually. Come pull up if you down. So I was like, I bet. So I pull up by myself, you know what I mean? Just go to the studio and him and a bunch of his partners. And I was like, either they gonna rob me or they gonna show me love, cause I'm all by myself and I don't know none of these dudes, you know what I mean? Gooned up. So sure, I went to the studio and we made a hit song. You know, he threw it on his album. It's called Bad Combination. And that chemistry that we formed, that bond that we formed, it's been long lasting. So we're actually friends at this point, you know, like real friends, not industry friends. Industry friends is totally different from real friends. Industry friends only hit you when they want a feature. You know what I mean? That's the only time they hit you. But that's my dog. So now I'm back because he's doing his big Memorial Day concert. It's the 4th annual one. And I'm going to be opening for him. I told him I'd be honored to come and open for you. And I'm going to come out on his set and we do our song together.
Dope.
Yeah, so. And I'll be back here Friday too doing another show totally unrelated to this one. I don't know much information about that one, but it's like a showcase. You hear me? So yeah, Nashville, let's get it.
Okay, I mean, and another thing is like, you know, Lito is a different type of artist than you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that kind of title of the song.
It's a bad combination.
Yeah. But you know? my question is, like, how do you go about working with artists? Because when you have such a positive message in most of the time in your music, and there's artists that may not have a positive message, like how do you go about working with them and you know, approaching a song like that?
Yeah, it's trial and error, honestly. My spirit led me to work with Starlito. You know, I could have walked in there and if there's a bunch of guns and just a bunch of, you know, goons and just energy that I didn't feel right around, I'd have just made up an excuse and left. That's honestly what I did. But nah, man, like my spirit just told me, like, man, it's a good dude, man, and you know he about his business. When I came in here, we listened to some of my music, we listened to some of his music, we talked for a little bit. After that first hour, we felt comfortable, and we just started skimming through beats, and we was like, yo, would it be a dope concept to write about? And we was like, you know, DEE-1 and Starlito do a song, they're going to be like, that's a bad combination. That ain't going to really fit. And then we was like, bad combination. You know what I mean? And we ran with it. And it's ill, man. It's dope. He said it's his favorite song off his album. We're shooting a video tomorrow. We're shooting a video for us. So I'm just excited. I do it like that, man. I don't want to box myself in. You know, I got songs with Juvenile, Mannie Fresh, Killer Mike. I got songs with a lot of people who you probably wouldn't expect. Turk, you know what I mean? Like, just people who, to where it's like, well, wait, we know what DEE-1 raps about, but that's the thing, though. I'm the light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm in the tunnel. I'm in the tunnel with you. I'm just the dude tapping you saying, don't give up, don't give up. That's all. You know what I mean? You should, like, we should all understand that we are more similar than we are different. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't know how to fit into circles where everybody is all happy-go-lucky and hunky-dory and acting like we're not going through nothing. You know what I mean? When I did that song with Starlito, honestly, that was the toughest year of my life, was last year. 2005 and 2014 were like the two toughest years of my life. And in 2014, at one point, bro, I even contemplated suicide. You know what I mean? As crazy as that sounds. And I'm just like, yeah, like I'm not that different from anybody that's going through anything. So you hear the music, but if you really listen to the music, you hear like, oh yeah, this dude, he might be going through it more than I'm even going through it, but he's still just trying to be that light at the end of the tunnel, you know? You know, they got characters in movies who sometimes the character is like, look, one of us gotta sit here with the bomb while it explodes, but the rest of y'all can leave, you know? I'm that dude sometimes that's just like, even if I'm going through it, I'm gonna take the pain off other people's shoulders. So I'm gonna sit here with the bomb to make sure y'all can get out straight and be safe, you know what I mean? Like, I'm that person, man, and that's just how I'm coming. So keeping my threes up the whole time.
Word. You had mentioned Murs earlier in the interview, and we heard that you're possibly doing a movie with him.
Oh yeah, it's
can
done.
You touch on that? Oh,
it's premiering June 16th in Los Angeles, dog.
Word.
I'm proud.
Can you give us a title? I mean, what's the movie about?
Yeah, it's called Mall Dogs. Okay. Not mall like the mall you shop in, but like Mall Dogs, MAULDOGS, Mall Dogs. So it's a comedy, and it's family friendly. You know, like we grew up. I'm sure we done all seen Paid in Full. We done seen
Menace to Society.
I Got the Hook Up, Menace to Society. What's the other Cameron movie? Didn't they do a State Property movie? Belly, all that stuff, right? We done seen Baller Blocking, you know what I mean? All that stuff. We wanted to do a hip hop movie, but not have it be I Got the Hook, the other one. So it's family friendly, you know what I mean? It's not corny, but it's kind of like Lottery Ticket, you know, like the Ice Cube movie. It's a comedy, but it's some cool stuff that you could actually watch with the fam. So that's what we did, man, and we shot it in Compton. We shot it in South Central and in Compton, Los Angeles. So it's like it's a hood, family-friendly movie, you know what I mean? And it's a comedy.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So it premieres June 16th in Los Angeles, and from there we shopping for distribution.
Okay. So are you looking at maybe stepping into the acting realm a little bit more?
Definitely, man, definitely. My goal is, when it's all said and done, I want to be a rapper, I want to be an actor, I want to be a public speaker, you know, and I want to be an educator, you know. So at this point, and I want to be an activist as well. So at this point, I do public speaking gigs, like I speak at colleges. I just got off a college speaking tour where I didn't rap not one time. I just spoke at different universities. Just did my first movie. Of course, I'm going to keep the raps coming. So I'm just trying to diversify my brand, because I want to have a family one day, you know. And when I have a family, I want to have a girl and have kids who I could provide for. And, you know, music is like dope. I never sold dope, but everybody says it's just like that. They say you're going to go through a drought, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to slow up at some point. So I want to diversify, you know, my brand to the point where my income can always be stable and my revenue streams are multiplied, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like that. They say you're going to go through a drought, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to slow up at some point. So I want to diversify, you know, my brand to the point where my income can always be stable and my revenue streams are multiplied, you know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Last question, man. If you could go back in time, what's some advice you would give yourself?
One is, don't listen to advice from people who don't truly care about your situation. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, sometimes we ask the wrong people for advice, man. And it's a lonely walk, you know, the walk I'm on. I don't have a big group of people who hang around me all day. I don't have a rap clique, you know. So sometimes I ask people for advice who don't really care about my situation, and I end up taking it sometimes to my detriment. And the other thing I would say is that I would make sure that I know what my magic is, because we all got magic. We all have that special thing that makes us unique, that nobody on this earth can take away from us. I would say I always would identify what my magic is and protect that magic, you know what I mean? Because if you don't know what your magic is, like, you could be sitting on a gold mine and never tapping into it, because you might not think that it's a special attribute about yourself. Because this world and this industry will tear you down and try to make you feel like fitting in is the best thing to do, and that's wrong. Your magic is going to make you stand out, but standing out is what's going to make you get noticed. Getting noticed is what's going to get you paid, and getting paid is what's going to give you staying power and give you comfortability to continue to create, you know what I mean? So I would just make sure I tell myself to identify what my magic is and protect that magic, you know, from all these goons and goblins and haters around here.
All right. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
All right. Was there anything that we didn't touch on that you want to speak on real quick?
Nah, that's good. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Yo, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
That was a dope interview, man.
Thank you. Wow, what it do, man? It's your boy D1. I'm out here in Nashville kicking it with Concrete Magazine. Check out my interview on concrete615.com and keep them threes up. Be real, be righteous, be relevant. 100.
This is Concrete TV. Concrete TV.